Hi, my name is Rachel Strickland and welcome to the Wilderness Campground Crafty Corner. Today we're going to be braiding these really fun friendship bracelets, also known as Kumihimo bracelets. Now, before we get started, you're going to want to check out the links below and download your free copy of our Kumihimo bracelet loom. Let's get braiding. All right, so let's get started. Now, before we can make our Kumihimo bracelets, we first need our template, okay? So first you can either copy this onto some cardstock and laminate it like we've done here, or you can trace it onto a cereal box or even some cardboard. But either way, you're gonna want to make sure that your template has 8 slits in the edges here, like so, and you're going to want to punch a hole. We used some scissors and then we popped a pencil through the hole here to make it large enough to fit our yarn, because our yarn is going to come up through the hole and then go on the outside here. So you're going to need this template ready to go, and then you're going to need 3 different colors or more of yarn or embroidery floss. And then you're going to want to trim those to be 24 inches long, okay? So if we use a ruler, we'll go to 12 inches and then go the other 12 inches, and you're gonna need 7 strands. So we use 2 of our maroon here, 2 of our teal, and then 3 of our pink, light pink colored yarn here. All right, and then before you get started, we're going to want to make an end here that won't come up through to block it from coming up through our loom here. So, right, so we're gonna wrap around the 2 pieces and then stick that through so that we make an end here that has a loop. Now, the reason why we're making a loop here is because it will help it not to come up through the loom. It'll hold it in place. But also at the end of our project, we'll be able to tie our bracelet on a little bit easier. Okay, so we're gonna have quite a large end here. And again, that's gonna help us. We can make it a little bit smaller here. And we can trim off these extra ends later. All right, so this is gonna help our yarn not come up through our project here. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our other ends, and it may help to just kind of fold them over, and we're going to push them through our loom here. Now, we used a pencil to kind of punch through there, make sure that our hole is going to be sufficient. All right, so we're just going to push that through until we have all the ends. Now, remember, there's 7 strands here. All right, so we got all of our strands through, and then we're going to pull it all the way up here, make sure that none of them are make sure that they're all even here. None are sticking out. Look, our pink is a little bit, one of our pink strands needs pulled a little tighter. Okay, so you're gonna wanna make sure that that's all nice and tight. And one of my maroons isn't tight. There we go. All right, so you're gonna wanna make sure that right here, that everything is straight and tight, and pull it through so you have it to the end. All right. Now, as we create our bracelet, it's going to grow off the bottom here. All right, so let's show you how this is done. So we're going to flip our loom over. All right, now again, we have 7 strands, so we have 3 of one color, we have 2 of another color, and then we have 2 of another color. All right, so we're going to leave our top space open. We're going to call this space 0, and then we're going to take well, let's start with our teal. All right, we're going to take our one color here and put them right next to each other. All right, just like so. So again, leaving the top clear and pulling our 2 there. Then we're going to use our 3 color tone down here in the bottom. And again, we're just sliding 1 strand into each place like so. All right, and then our last 2 colors. All right, so there are 8 slits in our template here. Notice that the one at the top is, we're gonna label as 0, is empty, and all the other slots have 1 of our strands together, okay? And again, if we look at the back here, this is flat with our little hook to keep us from pulling all the way through. So now it's time to get braiding, all right? So we're all set up. This is really simple, and what's great is that anyone at any age can do this. So what we're going to do from our top here, we're going to count down 1, 2, 3, okay? Notice we ended on our pink one here. We're gonna bring our pink one, pull that strand out, and pull it up into our top slot, just like this. All right, then we're going to shift so that we have our 0 at the top, all right? And we're gonna count down 1, 2, 3 strands. We're gonna pull that out of its spot and go right up to 0 here, all right? Then turn, all right? Pull our 1, 2, 3 spot, pull it up into our 0 spot, just like that. Again, spinning here. Get this at the top. 1, 2, 3. All right, pull it. Now, as you continue to do this, you're going to be braiding, and you're going to notice that your braid is going to start to take form underneath your loom. All right, turning. All right. Third, up in this slot here. All right, so each of these strands is about 24 inches long. Some people will do 20 inches. I like to leave a little bit bigger of a hook down at the loop at the bottom underneath my loom, so I made mine 24, just to allow for more room. Now, we're using yarn here, which is great way to use up extra yarn that may be laying around the house. But you can also use some fun embroidery floss as well. All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, again, we're bringing it up to the top. Now, as you can see, we're just repeating the same thing over and over again. All right, so we keep going like that. And as we continue to do that, this is what it will look like when you get to the end here. All right, so as you continue braiding, you'll get this beautiful braid down here at the bottom. And when your ends are about done, or you feel like you've gotten enough length to go around your wrist, okay, then you can go ahead and you're gonna pull off the strands from your loom here, okay? Pulling it off. Now, something that I'll also note too, that is when you're working on your loom, as it's growing down here, you'll need to keep pulling it a little bit tight from the bottom to keep this flat as you're working with it. So that's something that you should note. So most of the time you're gonna keep pulling from this side to make it flat and tight. All right, but we're pulling all of ours off because we're finished with our braiding. All right, so we've got all of our pieces out of our loom, and then we're just gonna pull from the back side, pull that out. All right, so what's really great is because we started with this end here, we have this loop, right here, is it'll be a really easy way to fasten our bracelet, okay? So what you're going to want to do is before we end this, before we stop this end, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna measure this around. All right, and we're going to take these loose ends and we're gonna put them through this hole right here. All right, so we're gonna put them through the loop. Now, I'm gonna take it off my hand just to show you so that you can see better. But you're gonna take these, and you probably could even do this before you measure your hand, your arm, your wrist. All right, so you could probably even do that and then slip your hand through like that. And then you want to be able to make this to the amount that you want to do. And then what we'll do here is I've got it pretty tight. So I'm gonna take it off so you can see this. All right, so we have our ends through our loop here, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it to where I want it. And then I'm gonna pull this loop end, I'm gonna pull it real tight here. So it's really tight around this other side. And then I'm gonna finish off the end here. All right, so you see that? Pull that really tight. And then I'm gonna take this end and I'm gonna go ahead and put a slip knot on it to end it like so. It's kind of hard with all 7 strands, so try to make sure that you get all 7 strands back out. Okay, so basically I put it through, okay, I put the bracelet through the big loop that we had. We had a very large loop. Let me show you. I'm gonna pull it a little loose so you can see it. So this loop right here was what was right here at the back of our loom. Okay, this loop right here is now right here. I put the bracelet through that hole, okay? And then I'm tying the slip knot at the end here. I'm pulling that tight. I waited until I put it through the loop here just to make it a little bit easier to stick that through. And then I'm gonna pull that really tight to end that. Now, if you're using embroidery floss, sometimes people will use a little bit of glue on the end here to just hold it tight. With the yarn, I don't feel like that's necessary. All right, so we still have it loosely through our loop, okay? And then what we're gonna do is, again, we're gonna pull that loop really tight so it doesn't become loose. Okay, all right. And then now we can adjust it by just pulling the end of our bracelet. We can adjust it. And then of course you can take these ends and you can trim them down a little bit. I like to make mine all equal. So I'm gonna put them all together and then just trim those down. And there you have your Kumihimo bracelet. And what's great is I can put it on and then I can just tighten it up a little bit by just pulling that end of our bracelet through that little loop there. And there you have your bracelet. Thanks for joining us while we made our Kumihimo bracelets. We hope that you had a wonderful time. Don't forget to check out the link below so that you can download your Kumihimo bracelet loom so you can do this at home or around the campfire. Here at Wilderness Campground, we're more than just a campground, and we hope that you will take time to get out with your family and experience nature. Now, if you're looking for a campground, check out our main website, and we would love to see you here at Wilderness Campground, and we'll see you next time at Crafty Corner. Bye!